Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick little update. Sorry for being so late and giving you guys the update today, but I've had a lot of work. I do work a day job, and but I wanted to get back to this, so let's jump straight into it. Christoph is still ahead. I kind of predicted that. Um, Someone said in one of their posts or in the comment section that Mike Hall is definitely going to catch him and yada yada yada, but and then someone else responded that they're not paying attention to when they're arresting, um, which is my point exactly. He can rest up and Mike Hall starts closing the gap, but as soon as he gets close, he's got to rest himself because he's completely shattered. He's burned. And then Kristoff takes off again. So, it's kind of like he's got a buffer. He's got a really good buffer. And like I said, from what I've seen, Kristoff is psychologically extremely strong. We're talking very single-minded in keeping on rolling and keeping motion forward and eating. He stops, he gets food, he goes. He's not there to sleep a long time, which is absolutely crazy how someone can burn through roughly. He mentioned that he burns through roughly 20,000 calories in a 24-hour span. 20,000 calories in 24 hours. That's like crazy. You can't consume that much. I noticed that when he did make a stop, he picked up like two Magnum caramel ice creams, a Snickers bar, M&Ms. I mean, it was just all chocolate and sugar and calories that he picked up. Not the most healthiest to eat, but how are you going to get enough calories? So I mean, it's like, dude, just pack it in. Just eat a whole bunch of like chocolate and Snicker bars and ice cream and all that good stuff. So Kristoff is doing really well. Mike Hall, I think he's gonna defeat himself. It's kind of like when you're trying to catch the hare, but it just keeps on getting away. You eventually just go, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. So what are you gonna do, Mike? Hey, second position. I mean, you're super strong, dude. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on you at all. I'm just I kind of I can imagine how Mike Hall might feel if he feels down. That all being said, listen, the race, there's lots of miles and kilometers left, so it's not out of the question. One unlucky day for Christoph. Bike problems, tires, food, water problem, bonking, just one bad day where he's like, dude, I just have to sleep at night. Just 7 hours. Let me sleep 7 hours. If he sleeps 7 hours, Mike Hall, might have enough to get through. So again, the race isn't over, but it's like I said, pending something catastrophic, pending something where bike problems or whatever, or injuries or whatnot, Christoph has got it in the bag. He's that determined. He's that good. Mike Hall, I think he's going to finish either second or third. You heard me. He's going to finish either second or third. So my belief in Sarah Hammond is actually a little bit greater than Mike Hall. Sarah Hammond, just like I said yesterday, was going to move into third, which she did. And she's riding strong, real strong. I mean, she's now kind of closing the gap a little bit on Mike Hall. So, with as many miles as it's left, she's only riding to strength. That's what I'm seeing with her. Sarah Hammond is just motoring on. Um, and then we have a new fourth place rider. So Kim, don't know your last name, um, from Belgium. Uh, Raymakers. It's not that difficult, I guess. Rainmakers? Let's just call it that. All right. So Kim, anyways. So he's putting on the turbo. That being said, too big of a gap. Pending something happens with number 1, 2, and 3, that is the kind of gap that you don't close. So she is about Sarah is about 2,700 kilometers. He's at 25 and some change. So that's 200 kilometers. So that's 10 hours, guys. That is 10 hours ahead. 10 hours is a monumental amount of time. 10 hours is Sarah sleeping the entire night, resting up, massaging her legs, or just freaking sleeping because she needs to. And if she sleeps an entire night and still goes out and feels fresh for the next day, Kim still hasn't caught up. So when Sarah is riding as strong as she is, and she's riding into strength, she's riding into fitness, I don't see Kim reaching her. So that's the kind of top 3 as I see it. It's if you think that they have, Christoph has written just about 3,000 kilometers, guys. 3,000 kilometers in less than a week. That is just almost inhuman. Seriously, it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, the Indipac, man, it's really taken off, the popularity. I mean, there's so many people talking about it now. It's kind of crazy. Even non-cyclists, are kind of starting to follow this. So it's great. Cycling Maven, I watched a video that he's live stream. I cheered him on, and he had his live stream earlier today, and he looked really good, guys. He seems to be in really good spirits, and that's really what you need in one of these events, is to be in really good spirits and mentally there. So far, he seems good. So far, he seems like he's going to be able to continue, and I hope he's able to finish this. He's got a long way, though. If you look at where Cycling Maven is and where Christoph is, I accidentally clicked Sarah, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, you have a person that's written, twice as long, twice as far as Cycling Maven in the same time. So he still has to cover all that ground, and he still has to cover all that ground. So when you prolong the suffering, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid, right? You prolong the suffering, there's more chance of it's more fatigue at the end. So we'll see. He's gonna, he's not in last, so it's not about that. I just want him to really be able to complete it and put that notch on his belt, because this is an event that if any of you guys ever decide to do anything remotely close to this, and I'm not even saying 5,000 kilometers, even if it's just 1,000 kilometers and it's 1 week for you, or anything like this, it's a life event. It's a life-changing event. I remember my first 24-hour race like it was yesterday. Seriously, my first 24-hour race that I did for me was life-changing. My fitness level and my tolerance to pain when I was racing back then, after doing the 24-hour race, it just went up. Like literally went up a notch. Because when I was out there riding, 5 weeks later, and suffering on a race, or 6 weeks later, or 8 weeks later, or a month later, when I was out there riding and really suffering, I would just place myself, and I'm like, this is nothing compared to how much I suffered through the 24-hour race. And 24 hours is nothing compared to what these guys are doing. I mean, this is epic. So very, very cool. So shout out again, Paul Ardil. Sorry, I apologize. Paul Ardil, still in it. He is Australian. He's 74 years old. My hat goes off to you, Paul. Well done. Very, very well done. Then we have a rider here. He's still in it. He hasn't. So he's not last yet, or anymore, rather said. And I wasn't trying to be mean there at all. It's just all props to him. If they can complete it, all props. Even if they, get halfway through. I mean, these guys are amazing. So that's about it for today. Nothing super major is happening, other than Sarah is like freaking cyborg. She's amazing. So we're gonna finish right now. Post the comments if you have any comments of like, hey, this is what I think, this is what I predict, or this is what I saw, or more information over here. This is just for information purposes. So I love doing these little videos, but I also learn a lot from the comments. So go ahead and comment if you find something interesting, or if you want to see something that, hey, what about this or what about that? But all good things I see right here. Take care, guys, and thanks for watching.